Oh, product reviews, I've missed you. Well, in this unsuspecting AudioEngine D1 plain old box is another AudioEngine D1 box with a lot more stuff on it. And inside here is a Join the Computer Audio Revolution HDTracks.com sample thing where they talk about these really expensive Nordost speaker cables, so we'll ignore that. And then these two books, of course, the setup guide for the AudioEngine D1, which, by the way, if you can't hear it, literally the thickest paper. Anyone, they know how to present the product, man. Look at this, color everything. Paper, I could kill you with this paper. So yeah, they're showing their whole product line, even blank pages, because they don't care about trees. More blanks for notes. I've never written notes in the back of anything. Yeah, basically this says plug it in and it should work great. I'm sure there's some specs we should look at. Now, under here, we find a gold-plated USB cable, relatively short, and I'll get onto that in a minute, because I tried with a longer cable and it didn't work. We've got this beautiful, oh, it smells so fresh, satin rubber Reebok bag, and here it is, the D1 itself. Look at this product. Comes out of a little Santa sack. Brings you to a world of love and emotion. Alright, let's pack up the Santa sack. We're going to keep the USB cable. I don't think we're going to need to read the setup manuals. If I do need to refer to one, I failed as a video reviewer. Put you there. Leave that there. Here we go. Now I'm going to plug this in now, and we're going to see what it does on my little Ultrabook here. Installing device driver. You heard a little relay click in that. Device is ready to use. Is that it? Could that possibly be it? This is the future. Things like that happen. By the way, lefty padding is dumb. Alright, let's see. We now have the internal speakers or the AudioEngine D1, which is our default device. Let's check the properties on it. Generic, its levels are good. Enhancements, always disable all enhancements, even if none of them are checked. That does affect sound quality, and I can't tell you why. Let's set it to 24-bit 96 kilohertz studio, and we're going to allow exclusive control and application control, etc., etc. Well, there we go. It's set up. Now, let me talk about the actual connections on this. On the front, we've got output level, which, interestingly enough, controls the internal headphone amp and the external external also RCA outputs, which you'd put to powered monitors. So you can use this with your AudioEngine powered monitors and control the volume on them. So that's interesting. I've never had a DAC that could control its output like that. And other than the USB, it also has a digital fiber optic input, SPDIF, which I did try on my cable box. And that was interesting to have a really quality headphone amp coming off of like the worst Fox News channels ever, because that's just what was on. Everything else sucked. Just gotta hear that Fox News super loud. Now, one of the things that I kind of don't understand about this is the power button. There's a power button in front, and there it's off. And here's what happens. Windows says, oh god, it's gone. Playback devices, that was recording devices, where's playback devices? It's gone. Now it's switched back to the laptop's internal speakers. Oh, there's the laptop playing. So now if I turn this on, everything breaks. Actually, it's still playing. Let's find out if it's still playing. Headphones. I've got them all here. AKGs. Yeah, all right. Let's put these K240s on. Make sure your output level is all the way down before you do this. All right, it switched right over. So now if I shut this off now. Nope. Oh, there it goes. Isn't Windows wonderful? That's Windows 7 on there, by the way. I'm sure Windows 8 would just explode. Volume up. Put Put this back on. And now these are playing just fine. What's that? Some of the best cheap headphones are these. If you can get them cheap, but I mean dirt cheap. They actually require a bit of power because that's full volume here. We're at full volume in foobar, and Windows is... Where's Windows? 100% volume. One of the downfalls of a strictly USB-powered DAC/headphone amp is that amp can't really push. So don't expect to push any of the big Sennheisers, anything above, you know, 5.58s or 5.98s. You're probably going to want to look for something bigger. I bought this strictly to put in the suitcase with this Ultrabook, because the output of the Ultrabook is meh. This is better, especially with more efficient headphones than these. These claim 55 ohms, and they're lying, because I know this can push. If I pull my brainwaves out here, come on brainwaves, my HM5s will put these suckers on. Again, volume down. Paused. Yeah. To the point of almost painfully loud, it'll push these. And I'm not actually sure of 100% of the ohms on these. I think they're in the 60s, actually. But yeah. Hard to drive. Easier to drive. So we get a better sound quality out of that for sure. Now, what else is there to say? Sounds good. I have... Here's the O2. Here's an O2 someone built. I believe it was a kit someone built. And I could actually get some wires and plug this in as the headphone out, just to do a little test of the lineouts. But I'll tell you, the lineouts are clean. I've had them on the big system here. I powered the big system for a few days. And, you know, a good DAC, you can't tell from one from the other. However, I have a couple. I have the DAC here. Well, not here as well, but it's coming back. And there will be a shoot-off. And I will go against this versus an O2 ODAC versus an O2 and SMSL SAP2 Pro, which is a headphone amp that I've fallen in love with more so than the O2, which is very odd, and we'll get into that. That's other products. One product at a time. Here you go. AudioEngine D1. It's very pretty. It matches the color scheme of my Ultrabook with the black and the gray. Look at that. The fact that it's powered only through USB means I could put this in my bag, go someplace, whip it out at a Starbucks, learn to smoke a pipe, and just off my powered USB from my laptop on battery, play some headphones. Decent headphones. Obviously, you want a little bit more efficiency because it's just USB. Whereas the O2, if you're gonna, you can't pull this out unless you either carry this 12-volt AC adapter. It's an AC, not a DC adapter. It's an AC adapter. And inside here, you could barely make out in there, is a spot for two 9-volt batteries. So you could carry this around and two 9-volt batteries. I don't think anyone on Earth does that, by the way. So this is certainly an alternative to that. And if you've got no room on your desk and you don't want to deal with things, and you have a secondary input, and this is interesting, this optical input, you know, I never had them plugged in at the same time, so I'm not sure which one's going to take priority. It's probably going to be USB. I don't have anything here that'll output SPDIF to that, which, by the way, SPDIF stands for Sony Philips Digital Interconnect Format. That's good trivia stuff. I'm happy I learned that. Yeah, I love the look of the RCAs. They're just raw screw downs. Everything fits wonderfully on it. There's no need for the little feet. It's got these little bars of rubber. Made in China. You know, everything's made in China. Everything on Earth. Things I don't like, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with manufacturers and why this hasn't become a thing. If you do have this coming out, RCA out, into reference monitors or an amplifier along the line, and you then plug in headphones, these RCA outs die. And your volume control goes from controlling those to controlling the headphone volume. And if you're done with your headphones and you want the speakers back on, you have to physically unplug your headphones. And that is dumb. It's the same on my Emotiva XDA2 over there. See that very expensive DAC with all the switching things and the beautiful lights and still an 1/8" freaking connector instead of a 1/4? Yeah, when you plug headphones into that, your amplifier stops working. It stops outputting line out. So I want to hear my speakers now. Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. See this power button? I can think of almost no reason to have it. Okay, I want to have, you know, this disappear and I want to play from, you know, my internal speakers on my laptop. That's fine. I could also just unplug it. What I'd rather have this button do is switch between I want to play from my headphones and I want to play from my line out. So if this is what your desk and you have a real big computer and you don't have any other things hooked up over there, why is this power button there? You would then be able to leave your headphones plugged in. I'm done listening to my headphones. Click, speakers now play. No plugging, unplugging, nothing. Just click headphones, click speakers, click headphones, click speakers. And I'll keep ranting about this in every piece of product, every product I ever review that has this problem till the end of days. So, Emotiva, XDA3 is coming, and I will sell that, and I will buy an XDA3. I want a 1/4" headphone jack, not because of any fidelity reasons, simply because anyone who's ever had a laptop or an iPod or anything knows that this sucker's going to break. It's going to break. I could break it right now. You want to watch me break this? Ready? Twist, and then it's just broken. Then it's just like, oh, we'll got time to get a new thing. Try breaking a 1/4" headphone jack. You'll just snap things outside. So, for longevity's sake, I would never, ever, ever, ever want a 3.5. I'd more than happily whip out a damn 1/4" adapter, plug it in, and use that. And when I get to the review of the little SMSL, that is a 1/4", and I love it to death. Because I know it's never going to be, I'm never going to get up from my chair and accidentally yank this and just snap every little crappy part of it. That's my rant for that. So, wishes for future everything. I don't mind the fact that you could adjust the volume. That's nice. It'd be nice if there was a switch that said, you know, just line out this constantly. Because here we go again. You have your line out to your speakers. You have this turned all the way up maybe, and now it's time to put your headphones in, and oh, you had it all the way up for your speakers, but your headphones are super efficient, and now they're screaming. Now you gotta turn it down. So now you take these out, and now you go back to your speakers. Oh, they're too low, I gotta turn it way up. So it's just more things to do. Have these come out at a constant or variable. Have a little switch here, click, 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 constant, variable. I'm sure it's not that hard to deal with. And then have this switch, instead of turning it on and off, just switch between I want to play the headphones or I want to play the line out. I can't think of a scenario where you'd want to play both at the same time, so don't worry about it. Don't worry. If you have a very specific need for that, then you need to look for something else anyway. But yeah, it's built really well. It feels really solid. This metal feels very plasticky, which is sort of odd. But, you know, I could give this a real squeeze. You know it's not going to get damaged. It's got this nice rubberized plastic ends. Yeah. I do like it. I'm keeping it. It's going in my bag with this. I'm going to set up at some coffee barista, and I'm going to pull this out, and some really hot coffee girl who loves music is going to see that and immediately ask me out on a date. Alright, that is my prediction. Of course, she's going to see I have a very, very nice AudioEngine. I'll pull it out of the little bag, little velvet bag. I'll keep it in there, and I'll place it on the table next to a large latte. And I'll put on my Brainwave HM5s, and I will meet no one. Because once you have these on and music playing, you can't hear a word anyone's saying. So they're just going to be talking, I really like your headphone amp. And I'm just going to be like, hey, you want to go get a drink sometime? Headphones are not a good way to meet people. I'm going to end on that note. And now I'm going to review something else, because everything's set up until I get a light here.